In our last episode, we celebrated Christmas with Jean-Claude and Mandy in Helendale. Now it was time to head south again. So early the next morning, we pulled up anchor and started making our way to No Name Harbor. Okay, I made myself a 3-point bridle over here for the dinghy. First time using it, kind of adjusting the lines there so that they have equal tension on them. So I'm going to make a minor adjustment and I think we'll be good to go. The reason I use this yellow propylene line is because it floats. So if I stop, it won't sink and risk getting wrapped around the propeller. So I'm going to make an adjustment now and get that center part of the bridle a little snug and we should be all set. Going through Miami was very smooth and scenic. We arrived at No Name Harbor and anchored outside the entrance. Those tall buildings in the distance are in Key Biscayne, where we would be doing our last provisioning before going over to Bimini. Today we're going to take the dinghy into the harbor to get a feel for what's involved with the dinghy dock. Going into No Name Harbor. There's not a lot of room in there to swing. So we chose to anchor out with all the other boats out here. But we'll get to see what it looks like in there in a few minutes. Once we had the dinghy tied up, we started walking to WinnDixie. But before we got out of the parking lot, a fellow boater had a rent-a-car and offered us a ride. Here we are at WinnDixie. We're going to provision before we make our crossing over to Bimini. We had some people that were kind enough to give us a ride from the boat dock, so it saved us a little bit of a walk here. So now we're going to see how much stuff we put in our cart, and we'll show you that in a few more minutes. Here we are with our little happy cart, and it was a little bit too much for us to bring back to the boat. It was a half-hour walk back, so we stocked up at WinnDixie, so now we have everything ready to head to Bimini, Bahamas.
And I think what made it heavy was 4 bottles of wine and 12 pack of beer.
Now with the dinghy all loaded up, we had to wiggle our way out of the dinghy area and head back to Summerfest. Now we brought everything aboard the boat. Now the trick is Lona's got to find a place for all of this stuff. We just tied up our boat at the dinghy dock at No Name Harbor, and now we're taking Scuttlebutt to the vet. And we'll show you more as we get closer.
You okay in there? We're gonna go for a ride. Waiting for an Uber ride.
Going to the vet today. Scuttlebutt got all checked out. She's getting her leukemia shot, and she's gonna get signed off and good to go for.
And this is a great hospital.
Yeah.
It's great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, with Scuttlebutt all squared away, we had the rest of the day to go explore Stiltsville before we had to put the dinghy back on top of the boat before crossing over to Bimini. Here we are at one of the Stilt houses in Stiltsville. There's a few of them that are scattered around here. Well, actually 7 of them that are left out of a total of 27 at one time. They're no longer lived in. The state park has them, and they're going to use them for studying sea life. But they have quite the colorful history. Check out the link below in our video. All right, let's see if we can go under this building. Let's check out how deep it really is. That was really cool checking out this Stilt House. Now we have to figure out where our boat is over there. Not sure which way, which one it is, but that'll be interesting. Now it was time to take the motor off the dinghy and put it back up on the rail. Let's see what we learned from this experience. Next, we do the dinghy up on the bow. Getting ready for the Bahamas tomorrow morning. We need to get the dinghy up on the bow. The dinghy was in the water for over 3 weeks. We did get a little buildup on the bottom, but it cleaned up fairly easily with a brush and a few buckets of salt water. Ilona put a wonderful charcuterie board together for our New Year's Eve celebration. The next morning, New Year's Day, we were up and going at sunrise, ready to cross the Gulf Stream and heading for Bimini. Join us next time when we arrive in Bimini to explore this wonderful island and experience some of the local food. Ah, there it is. There it is.
That's okay. Go ahead, Claudia. You do it.
Wow, great job.
Thank you.
There you go.